Welcome to another video, the same every time, IGCSE Math, GCSE Math, looking at the kind of questions that are the same every time apart from the numbers. Well, we've been looking at this kind of question where you have to put numbers in order, smallest to biggest or biggest to smallest, and we have seen the method for this is really to just write them as decimals, and then we can compare the decimals, put the decimals in order, and then that will help us to get to the final answer. So these last two questions that I'm going to do in this particular set are the same but different. So see what's going on here. We've got an algebra thing going on here, haven't we? So for this question, 1 less than x less than 2. So they're telling us that x is some number between 1 and 2. But because these are actual inequality signs, they don't have the equals part on. The 1 and the 2 are not included. It's a less than and a less than, not a less than or equals and a less than or equals. So x cannot be 1, x cannot be 2. So they're telling us x is some number somewhere between 1 and 2, and write the following in order of size smallest first. Well, we could think about this and try to get the answer just by thinking. If I do a fraction and I'm dividing by a number, does that give me something bigger or something smaller than if I multiply by the number? If I turn my fraction over, do an x over 5, what happens? Well, we could think of it like that, or we could just use a number for x. Now, this question only has one possible answer. So the answer must be exactly the same for every possible value of x. So that means I can just choose any value of x I want to choose between 1 and 2. So why not choose halfway between? Let's just put x equals 1.5. So we can put x equals 1.5. Okay, x is not necessarily 1.5. It could be. X could be any number between 1 and 2. But choosing a number is going to help us to see what's going on here. And like I said, since there is only one possible answer, there's only one answer, the answer will be the same no matter what number I choose for x. So let's just choose 1.5. So 5 divided by 1.5. Okay, that will give me 3 points. And again, like I did before, I'm going to write down 4 places after the decimal point. 5 times 1.5, 7.5, so 7.5, and I'll put some extra zeros on there. 1.5 divided by 5 is 0.3, so 0.3 and then some more zeros. X minus 5, that's the one that we could probably see just by looking at it, is going to be the smallest number, because if x is a number between 1 and 2, x minus 5 is always going to be something negative. So in this case, it's negative 3.5. I'll put my extra zeros on there, but I know that that's the smallest number because that's a negative one. So the smallest number is the x minus 5. The next biggest number then is the 0 point something. So that's x over 5. The next biggest number is the 3 point something, so 5 over x, and the next biggest number is the 7 point something, so that's 5 times x. Try it with any number you like between 1 and 2. You'll get different values for the decimals, but the order of these algebraic expressions will be exactly the same. There's only one possible answer, so it doesn't matter which value for x we substitute in. Here's another exam question, the same kind of idea. So x is between 0 and 0.9. The 0 and the 0.9 are not included. So write the following in order of size with the smallest first. And we can just choose any number we want between 0 and 0.9. So why not put x equals 0.5? Because there's only one possible answer, you're going to get the same order of numbers regardless of what value of x you use. So cosine of 0.5 degrees x to the power 2. And again, I'm writing them with 4 digits after the decimal point. X to the power negative 1. Well, that's just 2. And, well, I can see that 2 is the biggest of those numbers there. So the smallest number is that one, isn't it? So x to the power 2 would be the smallest number. The 0.999 there, the cosine x. In fact, of course, the biggest number that cosine x can be is 1, isn't it? And if x is a positive number between 0 and 0.9, then cosine is going to be something positive as well, isn't it, between 0 and 1. So cosine x degrees, and then the biggest number there, they do say smallest first, so x to the power negative 1 in this case is 2. So even though the question looked like it was a little bit trickier than the other questions that we've seen in this particular set, maybe not as difficult as it looks. Thank you for watching. I do hope the video was useful to you, and if it was useful to you, then please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. I will return for the next video.